So I wanted to touch base and let's talk to you and let's talk through some of the anxieties that people are going through and what they're feeling and what's going on in the world today. It's a safe place, so feel free to say whatever's on your mind, and we'll help you with however we can. So some of the things that we're going to be discussing today are resources for ways to deal with your anxiety, with your stress level, being overwhelmed. This is a whole new environment and most people are not used to it. I feel like my face is, I'm just gonna, okay, that's a little better. So a lot of people are not used to this environment, and we want to find ways for everyone to deal with it. So I'm gonna lessen this light a little bit because I feel like I look like a ghost. Okay. So what are some of the things that you're experiencing? What are some of the stressors that you have going on? Let's talk. Let's talk about it. So we'll start with everybody who's on. Let's kind of take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, hold it for 4 seconds, and then let it out for a count of 4. So I'll do it first. Ready? Everybody do it with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then release it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do that a couple of times, it will relax your body. So that's one of the ways that you can, when you're starting to feel very stressed or very overwhelmed, your breathing will calm you down and be a big help you with your stress. It lowers your blood pressure. It helps get more oxygen into your lungs, and also if you have any difficulty breathing, you'll know at that point. So that's one of the ways to help with your stress level. I wanted to talk to you about what stress actually does to you. It increases your cortisol, and which helps with inflammation, but when you're stressed for too long, it causes other issues. It can lower your immune system response. It will it kind of shuts down and suppresses your digestive tract, and also hold on one second, sorry, your reproductive system. It also weakens that, and the muscles in your body. So if you're very stressed, you will feel very sore, and so those are some of the things that stress does to you physically. And when your body doesn't have a chance to kind of, I mean, and once you're not stressed, then those things do go back to normal. Hi Christine. Those things go back to normal. But if you're in a constant state of stress, then your body doesn't have a chance to recoup and get that normalcy back. So then that's one of the issues. And that's when you have longer term issues. So in this environment, being stressed is hurting you because it's hurting your immune system. And this is one time specifically where you really want your immune system to be as strong as possible. It's not easy to just let go of your stress, but we're going to talk about a few ways today. Try at home and find solutions for you. So some of the long-term effects of having constant stress is upset stomach, chronic headaches. You feel like you're getting sick, or you do get sick. It's all because your body's reacting in that constant stress mode, and therefore it's not reacting in a way that is helping you at all. So aside from the breathing exercise that we just did, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then release it for the count of 4. Doing that will help you. There's something else called grounding. And grounding, you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 5 things that you can see. If you feel like you're having an anxiety attack, look around the room. What are 5 things that you can see? What are 4 things that you can touch? Reach out and touch 4 different things. Focus on that. You can hear, whether it's your children playing, or the TV, or a song, or a car outside. Focus on that. What are the 3 things that you can hear? What are 2 things that you can smell? Whether it's body lotion, or a candle burning, or someone cooking. Focus on what you smell in the room. And the last one is 1, which is what is one thing that you can taste. And that kind of stimulates the 5 different senses, and it shifts the focus of your brain for whatever stressor that you were having at that moment. It shifts it to what's called grounding, and it kind of shifts the focus. So try that next time you're having like a panic attack or a stressing attack. And some other things that they have available that have helped people is if you're into essential oils, lavender and rose are 2 very popular oils that have a calming effect on the body. I know that when my mom would have issues sleeping, we would use lavender scented body lotion on her at night. And I know that I believe Johnson & Johnson, whoever makes like the nighttime body lotion for kids, I want to say Johnson & Johnson, like the baby lotion, the nighttime one has lavender in it because it has a calming effect. So get yourself some lavender body lotion or lavender scented candle. They have teas with lavender in them. It'll help you it's got a calming effect. Chamomile tea has a calming effect. If you have any, it helps keep that. Having tea in general can calm you. It's sort of that hot tea, that hot liquid gives you that it kind of I'm drawing a blank right now, but basically it relaxes your muscles, which help relax you. So chamomile tea is another one. And 2 apps that I can recommend that are available to you on your phone. One is BetterHelp. It's an online therapy app. I believe it's subscription. I don't know what the prices are, and I have no affiliation with them. But I have recommended it to people that can't leave their home and they are dealing with caring for a loved one, and which is strenuous in itself. So sometimes people want a therapy. So that's one therapy program that I've recommended to people, because you can text with them, you can have video chats with them. It kind of works with your schedule, and depending on the subscription that you get, I believe that you can have somebody kind of at your whim on a 24/7. So if you need to speak with a licensed therapist, they have them on. It's called BetterHelp, and it's available through Apple and through Google. The other one is Calm, which is meditation. Now, the other night I shared that a colleague of mine did a meditation program, and if anybody would like to revisit that, I can certainly connect you. It was really calming, and it was awesome up until the fact that my dog jumped on me and scared the life out of me. But other than that, it was really a great way to relax yourself. Okay, so Christine's on, and she said that they will do another meditation hypnosis session this week. So if anybody would like to participate in that, you can leave a comment here, and Christine will send you a link. Or if Christine, you can hop back into this and send the link, and I'll share it on the page if anybody's interested, because that will help you as well. And some of the things that, people are concerned with is pretty much the elephant in the room, right? So you're concerned about being sick. You're concerned about somebody in your family getting sick. You're concerned about ultimately dying, whether it's you or somebody else. So being prepared, not for death. I don't know if there really is a way to really fully be prepared for that, but being prepared for an emergency helps relieve some of that anxiety. Actually talking through it with a partner or a therapist, what's the worst that can happen? And planning out what your response would be. Sorry, I guess I'm moving too much and I'm getting a strobe light effect. Planning what your response would be is a way to ease some of that anxiety. So if you know that there's, for example, when you were a kid, or even in your office, they have fire drills in the event of an emergency. They plan. If there's a fire drill, most people will panic and they're not going to know what to do anyway, which is why they post things. So after you plan what your emergency route would be with your family, it's good to have them posted throughout the house, or, in a place where people would be able to easily find them. Whether it's for a fire, whether it's for someone getting sick. In this instance, talk to your family, talk to your kids. You know, they're going through a very unfamiliar territory, and they're kind of feeding off of you. Did I lose you guys? Am I still live? Someone tell me, because I just got a message, but it looks like I'm still live. Okay. Are we still? I'll wait for a response. For someone. Okay. All right, we'll go back. Okay. So talking with your children, and Lori is here. So maybe, Lori, you can share some tips with when dealing with children, or even children with special needs. What are some ways to calm them? You know, are there things that parents can do for themselves or for their children? So if you have any recommendations, throw them in here, and I'll read them out loud. And pretty much what you want to do is what's best for you and your family at the end of the day. Right now, everyone's staying in and following the rules and taking, heeding the warnings that are going on from our government and our leaders, which is great. They said that 80% of the people are probably going to contract this virus. That's very scary. Most of those people are going to survive it, and they'll be sick, but it's not going to be a fun sickness. So you want to take the precautions and take every measure that you can in order to prevent that. So talk to your family, talk about some of their concerns as well, and talk to your partner and come up with a plan. You know, if somebody in this house does get sick, what's the plan? What do we do? If you get sick, or if I get sick, what are some of your wishes, or what are some of my wishes, or what do we do if any, talk it out, have a plan. You know, if somebody has to go to the grocery store, discuss it, figure out who's going to go. Maybe you alternate. Maybe you have one person that's the designated person to leave the house on a regular basis. Those are all questions and conversations you want to have with your partner. Prepare yourself for it. Have your emergency plan. And just, I'm open to any questions you guys have, any other thoughts or suggestions. How are you coping with this? How are you getting through this environment right now? These are some of the suggestions that I have, and that these are some of the resources I give to my members. So I'm open for, any questions. It's a scary time right now, and I know that we'll all get through it. We'll get through it together, and I'm certainly here if anybody needs to talk or, wants to connect and talk offline. So I will just read what Lori said. Well, like you said, your children are watching you. We all feel better having someone who is confident, even though stressful times. It's good for parents to be honest and relate to their kids' fears. And it's telling fear. But also to let them know that things are under control. That's really, really great advice. And I second that, absolutely. You want to keep open lines of communication. I mean, you don't want for you to sit around and have the news on 24/7, where the only thing that's being reported is this person's in the hospital and this is how many deaths there are. And it's really scary. It's scary as a child. So think of positive ways that you can influence your children, like be that positive influence for them. This is a really scary time. Children are correct. So be careful when talking on the phone with friends, watching the news, etc. Oh, I agree with you 1000%, Lori, because your kids are hearing. Even if you think that you're hiding in your bedroom and that they're not paying attention, they are. But most importantly, they're following your lead. They're actually going by your feelings, your tension, the same way that animals can sense when someone is tense and they then go into like a fight mode because they feel like you're a threat to them. Children can absolutely pick up on tension. They say that children are the best judges of people, like young children especially, because they tend to know when someone is like good or bad. Like they tend to, be able to read people better. Well, think about how you're coming across to your children of any age. I can't imagine that it's not frightening to somebody who's 5 years old or 25 years old. It's scary. It's a scary environment. So you want to curb your stress and curb your anxiety. Focus on the positive. If you see things on the news, be the leader. Exactly, Christine. When you see the news and you see how many deaths are on the news, turn it around and tell your children, oh, but 100,000 people that have survived. Encourage them in a positive way. And ask them if they would be interested in being, if they would want to speak to somebody of their peers, whether it's a therapist, whether they'd want to participate in a meditation or something like that where they can kind of relax. They might enjoy it. You never know. It certainly doesn't help to do it as a family. And it's, we'll all get through it. I can't say that enough. It's just one day at a time. At this point, it's kind of like 1 hour at a time sometimes. But you just want to be safe and share, communicate with each other. You can communicate with me. Most of you, if you're not in the Caregiver Resources Group, there's an open forum there for people to communicate with each other in there. I encourage it. I'm happy to, if people are interested, to do like a weekly call, a weekly check-in with people. Let me know. I'm open to arranging those things. And Terry said it's okay to talk about the bad stuff and then talk about the feelings. Great advice. And and Terry is a doctor. He does this for a living. He deals with people. So his advice is spot on. Terry's actually the one that was leading the meditation that we were referring to earlier, that if they do it again this week, well, they're planning to do it again this week, and they'll let me know and I'll post the link. So I encourage everyone just to do your best to stay positive, and it's not easy, but do your best to do it, and focus on some of the resources that I gave you that help you with your breathing and calming ways so that you're not scaring your children and yourself. So Lori's sharing an article. Awesome. Please share. I'm happy to be the forum for whatever you want to share. But if there's nothing else, then I'm gonna sign off, and hopefully everyone has a good night, and just continue to talk. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'm gonna let you all go. So have a good night all, and sleep well.